a.m., and it is now time for the Morning Watch.
Listeners to Love 101 FM are advised that the views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Love 101 FM.
Hello and welcome to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Toussaint. A special welcome to our listeners on love101.org, and if you're overseas and on the move, U.S. listeners can access us at 712-832-8001. And if you're in the UK, 0330-332-6541. Or join us via the Love 101 FM app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also join us on Love 101 FM Facebook and YouTube Live. In the first watch today, the effects of mold. And in the second watch, ISA 2024 Schoolboy Football Roundup. And so for our social media question, we ask, how well or how badly did your school do in this year's schoolboy football? We're asking you to share your responses on our Love 101 FM Facebook page and the YouTube channel, and also on WhatsApp 876-997-3125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your responses later on in the program, but before all of that, here's I quote.
All right, so today's I quote says, "Wouldn't it be nice to go someplace where you're celebrated, not just tolerated?"
Good morning, Jukal.
Yes, it is. I quote here.
It would be nice, though. It's true. It would be nice.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Good morning.
First watch, yeah, man. First watch, be back after this break.
J&Bank Small Business Loan. Helping you succeed is our business. Tell us your business and let's help you start it, grow it, or boost it. Borrow as low as $10,000 and up to 100 million Jamaican dollars. Enjoy flexible payment terms and affordable rates. Apply now. WhatsApp 876-295-1298. J&Bank. We help you find a way.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Mom, I'm thirsty.
Don't worry, my love. I have the perfect solution. Your favorite Tang flavor in a new look.
Is that small envelope enough for the whole jar?
Yes, my love. It makes 2 liters. And this time with extra vitamins.
I love it, Mommy. What vitamins does it have?
Vitamin C, D, and zinc. Share the delicious taste of Tang in its new look and same yield. Perfect for refreshing any time of the day. Choose your favorite flavor and enjoy.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and you're invited to the Season Splendor Christmas Small Business Expo.
Right on Saturday, December 21 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Head on over to Campion College for a one-of-a-kind Christmas shopping experience.
Discover amazing local businesses, unique gifts, delicious treats, and so much more. Perfect for everyone on your list.
It's a holiday shopping spree like no other. And the best part, it's free. Yep, you heard right. Free.
So grab your family, bring your friends, and come shop with love this Christmas. Don't miss out on the fun, the deals, and the holiday cheer.
We can't wait to see you at Season Splendor Expo, Saturday, December 21 at Campion College. Let's make this Christmas extra special.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Mold mayhem. Teachers demand urgent action on unhealthy school conditions. HMC contemplating move from mold-infested quarters. Moldy, smelly housing development. Pests and mold destroy $4 million in relief supplies. Well, those were some of the headlines which graced Jamaica's newspapers over the past months of this year. So what's it about these reported cases of mold infestation? And how much do we really know about mold anyway? Well, to help us to understand this issue even more, we have online Marsha Ann Palmer, environmental health specialist from Occupational Safety and Health in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Good morning to you, Marsha Ann Palmer.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, and good morning to your listeners.
Great, great. Well, let's begin at the very beginning. What really is mold, and what are its causes?
Well, mold is a microorganism, and I must say it is found naturally in our environment. So mold isn't something that just creeps in and creates a problem. It is something that is found like other microbes like bacteria and fungi. Molds are in our environment. They're in our outdoor air, and if they're outdoors, they're going to be getting indoors.
Go ahead. The causes.
And so the thing is that it's when you create an environment inside that promotes the growth of the mold, then that creates the problem of having that mold infestation.
And the environment is created how?
And so the environment is created when you have excess moisture. So with the heavy rainfalls, people having leaks, and those leaks are not fixed, or even if you have a leak from your pipe indoors. So when the humidity, when the moisture content inside the home increases significantly, we have relatively limited sunshine at this time of the year as well. And so what you find is that the conditions now, when you have the material, wooden material, soft material that absorbs the moisture, or furniture, then the mold will grow and proliferate. So if we're not practicing frequent cleaning, if the ventilation rates or the ventilation in the space is limited, then it creates that ideal condition for molds to grow.
Yeah, and so is there a particular time of the year that we will see this more than the other?
So molds will grow at any time during the year because they're forever present in our environment. But when when it is hot and dry, you tend to have less of the presence of mold. You tend to have less rainfall as well. So the humidity, the moisture content in the air is less. So at this time of the year when we're having a lot of rainfall, or anytime you have excessive rainfall and then there is leaking, and that whatever those materials are in our household, even our roofing material that absorbs the moisture, and if it has the kind of medium, so if it's the dirt, if it's not cleaned properly, then you will have the mold growing. So when you have this condition where we're having a lot of rainfall, and you don't have that long period of dryness in between, so it's rain and on top of more rain, and you don't have the time to, even if you have a leak, it's not, fixing a roof requires some dry time. So you tend to have persons delaying the fixing until it's more convenient for them.
Yeah, so
that
just
kind of environment creates the mold.
right. So just to be clear, what would you say are the telltale signs? What do we look for in particular in terms of color? Is there a smell? Is there, what
Right.
is it?
So one of the things I must say for there's a lot of times we will get call in from the ministry, to the ministry to say, hey, I have mold in my space. You have this effervescence that comes out of the concrete structure. So it's like the minerals leaching out whenever you have a leak. And persons will see this and they'll say, hey, it's a mold. So it's a crystalline, kind of whitish, powderish kind of look. That is not mold. It's an indication that there is a leak. So you have moisture intrusion, water coming into the structure.
Yeah.
Now, that when you see that, it means you have a leak, you need to attend to that leak, fix it. Because when that disappears, then you have the presence of the mold. So that environment is a little bit acidic, so it won't promote the mold growth. But once that disappears, and then have a more ideal condition, the moisture continues to come in, you still have the concrete, you have some amount of paint material, then the mold is now going to grow in that condition. So you can see, persons are saying you can't see mold, but
so is that so?
You
can't see it?
You can't see, like, a lot of microorganisms. You can't really see them with your naked eye, but they form colonies, and you can see the colonies. So when you see that, and they vary in color, so it may be brownish, it may be black, it may have a greenish tint. If you're seeing them growing in spaces, we see those in our bathrooms, in our kitchens, on the sinks, wherever you have high moisture content. So we're familiar with the areas where mold will normally grow in our homes. But if you're seeing it on the roof, you're seeing this black, greenish, or brownish color in an area where you're seeing leaks as well, chances are it's probably mold. A lot of times what we get is a musty odor. And that is a lot of times that is in an area that is enclosed where the ventilation is less. And that mold sometimes indicates that you now have the presence of mold in the air. You're smelling it. Water damage areas. If you have roofing tiles in office spaces, you'll see the discoloration initially and then the mold. So once you're seeing the change in the color in those tiles, it will indicate that the presence of mold is there.
Right.
Sometimes based on the symptoms that you will get from the presence of mold, person will have allergic reaction. They start having respiratory problems, coughing, wheezing. You may have eye irritation if the concentration in the air is very high, and headaches sometimes. And if too, when you're in a particular environment and coming out of that environment, you feel better, it is usually whatever is present in that environment that is creating that discomfort. Some amount of fatigue as well is one of the symptoms of
what you said? Fatigue?
Fatigue.
Okay.
You're feeling very uncomfortable
yes.
in the work.
Yes. So mold is a form of, it's a microorganism, and there are other microorganisms in the world, bacteria and all of that. How do we differentiate? Because are there not similar symptoms or signs with all of these microorganisms?
The symptoms are similar to some extent in terms of the respiratory and the allergic reactions that you get. But how do you differentiate? Like I said, the mold has a specific type of odor, for one. You could have dust mite, dust particles, other things in the present, in the air, or in the environment that contributes to the
pollen and all of that. Yes.
Symptoms. Testing for mold is one of the ways in which you can differentiate. You test for microbes in air, and then you can further test for the presence of mold. So there are specific tests that can be done, air quality tests. There are surface samples that can be taken. So if you see mold growing on a wall, you can take a swab of that, and in the laboratory they will do their process those samples. And for us, when we have concerns in specific workspaces or homes, we will go in, do the samples. We have our environmental health lab that supports the environmental health unit in that regard. And those samples would yield either mold or bacteria. And there are specific types of the test methods are different, so you can identify the different species of microbes. But the characteristic smell, that musty odor, is one of the ways in which we identify the mold. The symptoms sometimes tend to be a little bit different, but most of our symptoms in terms of an allergic reaction tend to be the same.
Okay.
So really doing an air quality test is
the key.
Important in identifying if you have mold in the air.
Thank you. We're up on a break. We have more to discuss. We'll be right back.
Truth is, HIV affects everyone. Truth is, avoiding care leads to a weaker immune system. That means you could get really sick. The truth is, the hardest pill to swallow isn't the medication. It's the problems that follow when you don't take them. Let's get through this together. Remain in care. You can live life to the fullest with HIV. And that's the truth. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
GK1 now introduces third-party motor insurance from GK General Insurance. Download and log into the GK1 app. Then select one of 3 affordable third-party options, 25, 35, or 40,000 annually. But there's more. For a limited time, when you purchase a third-party insurance on the GK1 app, you get $1,000 in your GK1 wallet. Yes, money back just like that. One app, 3 motor insurance options from GK General Insurance. Download and insure your car on the GK1 app today.
Start and win a mega kitchen from Megamart. Spend $6,000 or more before GCP at any Megamart location and fill out the entry form provided for a chance to win a brand new stove, fridge, and microwave this Christmas from Appliance Traders Limited. Visit us on social media to win monthly prizes courtesy of Last Store, Grace Foods, and Face the Commodity Company Limited. Promotion runs from September 30 to December 6th. Shop now to win a mega kitchen from Megamart. Best value by far. Conditions apply. Must be 18 years or older to enter. Authorized under Section 58 of the Gaming and Watches Act.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. And this is the first watch. We are discussing mold. And we have online Marsha Ann Palmer, environmental health specialist from the Ministry of Health. Before the break, Ms. Palmer, you were describing for us some of the telltale signs. Anything else you'd like to share in that regard?
In terms of preventing the mold, you want to ensure that, well, first of all, if you're experiencing symptoms, then you would want to visit your healthcare provider. You want to, if the mold is present in the environment, you want to clean and disinfect. They're using the common household bleach and your regular soap and water is sufficient to clean the air, cleaning the areas that have mold. If it's in a large area, it's an extensive infestation, you may want to get professional persons to come in and do that cleaning. And you need to take certain safety precautions when you're doing that, covering your nose, your eyes, using gloves, protecting your hands while you're doing that. So the key to controlling the mold is controlling the moisture. Right? And once you're getting that musty odor, a lot of times too, sometimes it's just you're having poor ventilation. So like I said, the molds are on the outside, they're getting in. The area is humid because you're getting a lot of rainfall. Like this time of the year, it's cooler, so the humidity tends to be a little bit higher. Open up your spaces. We leave for work very early in the morning, and with this traffic, we come home very late at night. It gives our spaces very limited time for ventilation. So open up the space when you come in, ventilate a little bit. On the weekends, do some, a more thorough cleaning, clean your walls, all those surfaces that will absorb moisture. You want to get them out in the sun, keep them dry. If there are any leaks, fix it as soon as possible. So those are some of the things. The key to controlling mold is controlling the moisture, practice frequent cleaning, and ensure your ventilation is adequate. For most of your spaces, your bathroom, your kitchen, those areas that tend to be that have cupboards and you have a lot of water usage in those areas.
Yes. You mentioned controlling the moisture, yet you had also mentioned using common household bleach and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Are we not talking about liquid again?
Right. So all right. So the idea is not to be soaking the surfaces with the cleaning product. So you want to wipe those areas. If there is something that can be washed, then it certainly you will wash and dry, but it has to be properly dried before you bring it back inside. So for those surfaces, you'd want to wipe with the soap and water first, and then you disinfect with the household bleach. So it's not about soaking those areas, but to use the method that is most appropriate for cleaning and ensuring that it is completely dried after that activity is done.
Yeah.
Because you want to ensure that whatever is present, if moisture is present, that the molds are going to form spores, and if the moisture is present, over time those spores will regrow. So you want to ensure that the areas are properly dried when that is done.
Yeah. I'm not sure at what point do we know that we should call in a professional in terms of mold infestation. Could you say more on that? As against doing our own household,
doing
cleaning.
your own household cleaning. So one, if you have persons complaining a lot in those places, for example, in workspaces, right? If you're seeing the presence and it's heavy, you're seeing a lot, the infestation is heavy on walls, you're seeing it in others, not just in one location. You're having that kind of heavy infestation, and the regular cleaning persons that you have that are cleaning every single day are not equipped for one, and they may not be adequately trained to carry out that kind of cleaning. One of the things that if you're going to be cleaning, for example, in an office space, you want to be cleaning your chairs and you may have drapes. A professional cleaner will come in with a vacuum, and it may have some amount of heating. So after cleaning, they may be able to dry the space. They have so there are a number of other equipment that a professional cleaner would have. And the intensity with which they would be able to do that cleaning has been other products, because there are other commercial grade products that can be utilized that you wouldn't necessarily want anybody to be utilizing because of the risk to the chemicals. So you want to call in your professional when the infestation is high. Sometimes if the health department comes in, they'll make that recommendation for you to call in a professional cleaner, depending on their observation in terms of the extent to which you have the mold. If it's on just small surfaces, the routine cleaning may suffice. However, you would want to ensure that those areas that would have, or furniture that would have been contaminated are properly sunned if they can be, and properly dried. So you call in a professional when the problem is a lot more than the regular cleaning persons can handle.
Are there instances that you know of where even after the professionals come in, the mold infestation is so bad, so widespread that the building has to be abandoned?
It is quite possible, because it depends on the extent to which you have the cleaning. Certainly, if you have roof or damaged wood, if you had extensive leaks, and those you had have wooden areas on the building, they absorb the mold to the point where the mold is growing within the wooden structure, certainly you would want to have those sections repaired. Your ventilation system sometimes could be infested with the mold. So the coils, the fan would require. So if it's a large area and you have a central ventilation system, those areas may have to be totally taken apart. You may have to change the system itself. So while you're doing those works, you can't have people within the space. And if the structure itself is so heavily infested, you certainly can't have persons inside. So you'd want to remove the personnel, carry out your cleaning, carry out your repairs if the material itself is so damaged and mold infested that what it requires is complete repair. So when we have instances like that, we would make the recommendation for the building to be, for areas to be repaired, and you certainly can't do extensive cleaning and repairs with persons within the space. So the persons would have to vacate, and until that the recommendations are done, the remediation actions are taken, we would come in, ensure that they do our test if that is where necessary, and the persons can move back into the space.
And you see
and certainly if there's a constant leak in the roof is so extensively damaged,
right?
No amount of cleaning can prevent the moisture intrusion. And like I said, controlling moisture is one of the main ways in which you control it.
And as you speak, one of the concerns I'm having in my mind, at least, with the how a number of the workplaces and spaces are constructed now, primarily to accommodate air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Yeah.
Right.
How do we deal with that? Because I mean, fewer windows or whatever. I don't know. The spaces are small and compact. How do we deal with those situations?
So what you're having are two things. We have very old buildings, for one, buildings that were not constructed to be office spaces or to accommodate a large number of persons. So we are adding to the space. We are building out on open spaces that were where the building was designed for proper ventilation.
Mm-hmm.
We are, and with new buildings, we're designing them to be airtight. So the ventilation in those spaces are limited.
Right.
And we're relying on split units. Now, what a split unit does is just supply you with air coming in. So there is no ventilation, meaning unless you open a door, whatever comes in gets trapped inside. And if we're not cleaning on a regular basis, we're not practicing proper cleaning, using proper products for cleaning and doing contact cleaning, then you will find that you have those problems. But a lot of our new buildings are built with very little window space.
Airtight spaces. Yes.
Spaces are now compact,
yeah.
And you have a lot more persons within those spaces. And so the split units, yes, they provide cooling. However, you require exhausted air. You want the air to be replenished at a certain time. So it's not just for mold, but for other contaminants and pollutants in the air. You want your carbon dioxide levels to be, within the standards.
Yeah.
And if you're working with chemicals, those volatile organisms need to be exhausted. So improving the ventilation, ensuring that we have the air circulating in the space, cleaning these air conditioning units on a regular basis, so having a preventative maintenance program. A lot of times these air conditioning units are only cleaned when they break down or when persons complain. So you really want to
Yes, Miss Palmer, still with us?
Yes, I'm still with you.
Yes.
Sorry. So you really want to have so in our building design, we need to ensure that we're building with the climate conditions in mind. There's a lot of issues with climate change, and also you're having heavy rainfall, you're having dry periods as well. So you have to know, for our new design, we have to ensure that we're building with these things in mind, ensuring that we're in a very tropical climate. So
Yes.
The need for the sealing of the spaces are not always necessary.
Yes,
And
we
if you're
have
going to
to.
be doing that, the ventilation must be
We,
at that level
Miss Palmer, we
where
have to
you're
leave it there.
getting
I have to leave it there.
the proper air circulation.
We have to leave it there, Miss Palmer. Thank you so very much for an informative and insightful discussion. Have a safe and productive day.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great. Listeners, the Morning Watch will return in just a moment.
If you want to make this holiday season, give them gifts that keep on giving. The time by Jane Bank is
7:31.
Holiday season, JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union Limited wants you to spruce up your celebrations with our Christmas combo loan. It's up to $200,000 at fixed interest rate, your credit check, and up to 24 months to repay. Never been a better time to join. Membership is easy and you may be eligible. Conditions apply. Call us over to www.jpscu.com to learn more and get started today. JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union Limited, your financial partner for life. Let it rock in America, let it rock. Continue to have a good time.
White grape, red grape, strawberry, peach. Any celebration, the buckle up reach. Pink and blue, magic papa, baby shower. Mixed food, pineapple, coconut. Good for every hour. I'm the Jamaican sorry. Mix are straight, everybody can manage.
Make magical moments with Magic Sparkling.
Ready to experience 6 times more freshness in your clothes? Try Downy Scent Beads. Its fragrance is so amazing, you have to sniff it to believe it. Try Downy Scent Beads today. 6 times more freshness versus using detergent alone.
Jamaica! The city of Kingston comes alive when it's watching the mayor of Kingston, Councillor Andrew Swaby, and the entire team from KSAMC invites all residents to the Christmas tree lighting ceremony and concert inside St. William Grant Bar, downtown Kingston, on Thursday, December 12th, starting at 6:30 p.m. And the concert hosted by the Bergman, featuring the likes of Rhoda Isabella, Tivoli Dance Troupe, Richie Spice, Ashe, Leroy Siblings to Ching Ching, and a host of other entertainers. Admission is free, so bring the entire friends and family to the Christmas tree lighting downtown Kingston, Thursday, December 12th, starting at 6:30 p.m. It's the City of Kingston Tree Lighting Ceremony and Concert inside St. William Grand Park, Thursday, December 12th, starting at 6:30 p.m. See you there!
Once upon a time, there was a girl named Kay. She loved to dance and play. One day at school, she got very ill, and Mom was left with an unbearable bill. It would be easier if Mom was prepared. With School Companion, 80% of the bill is cleared. Medical care for children is a must. For as low as $2,540 per month, make unbearable medical bills go away. Sign up for Surgical School Companion today. Conditions apply.
GK1 now introduces third-party motor insurance from GK General Insurance. Download and log into the GK1 app. Then select one of 3 affordable third-party options, 25, 35, or 40,000 annually. But there's more. For a limited time, when you purchase a third-party insurance on the GK1 app, you get $1,000 in your GK1 wallet. Yes, money back just like that. One app, 3 motor insurance options from GK General Insurance. Download and insure your car on the GK1 app today.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Let's now look at the newspapers to see what Jamaicans and others are saying and doing in the Gleaner. 7 arrested, charged by CTOC in multi-million-dollar banking scam. Also in the Gleaner, Jamaica first in Caribbean for collection of plastic bottles. Yeah. In the Observer, forensics expert says people being killed while posting online is not new. Also in the Observer, Wholeness, that's the Prime Minister, alleges victimization following second Integrity Commission report. And in Loop News, school spirit soars as Gavi Meseo celebrate the Costa Cup title. Congrats to them. Coming up next, we'll read some of the feedback from our social media question. How well or how badly did your school do in this year's schoolboy football? We're asking you to leave a comment on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, Love 101 FM Jamaica, or WhatsApp 876-997-3125. Soon come back.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. And you're invited to the Season Splendor Christmas Small Business Expo.
Right on Saturday, December 21 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Head on over to Campion College for a one-of-a-kind Christmas shopping experience.
Discover amazing local businesses, unique gifts, delicious treats, and so much more. Perfect for everyone on your list.
It's a holiday shopping spree like no other. And the best part, it's free. Yep, you heard right. Free.
So get your family, bring your friends, and come shopping for love this Christmas. Don't miss out on the fun, the deals, and the holiday cheer.
We can't wait to see you at Season Splendor Expo, Saturday, December 21 at Campion College. Let's make this Christmas extra special.
Sometimes all we need is a listening ear. The listening ear, the counseling, the logical reasoning, and spiritual guidance are what appeal to us. That's why I'm here. I'm Dr. Joan Pinkney, the counselor, your counselor on Love 101 FM, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 to 11 p.m. You know you can call on me. I will listen and more. So let's talk about what's bothering you. Anything. Tune in, listen, call in, text or voice message. I'm Dr. Joan Pinkney, counseling psychologist, ready with a listening ear. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 to 11 p.m. Right here on the family station, Love 101 FM.
Flight attendants, prepare for arrival. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on our final approach into Fort Lauderdale International. Welcome home to Fort Lauderdale. Enjoy the service you love when you fly the Caribbean way. Our convenient schedule gives you the freedom to plan your perfect getaway. From power meetings to family greetings, take on adventure plays or get styled on shopping days. Fly Caribbean Airlines 3 times weekly from Kingston to Fort Lauderdale. Book now at caribbean-airlines.com or call 888-359-2475. Welcome home.
Win with love this holiday season. Use your JMMB Money Transfer Prepaid Visa card between November 1 to December 31, 2024 for a chance to win a $250,000 Quartz gift voucher or one of 5 $20,000 Brooklyn supermarket vouchers, plus cash back from paying toll and shopping with your card. But that's not all. Participate in this promotion and enter to win your share of a $2.1 million grand prize in the Win with Love promotion ending on June 30, 2025. Receive money anytime, 24/7, using Visa Direct through MoneyGram, Zoom, or Remitly, or directly with Priya and Sue. Visit jm.jmmb.com/money-transfer for details on how to enter and win with love. Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting and Offerings Act. Conditions apply.
Jamaica for another year of love and support. Join us for the Home and Things Customer Appreciation Day this Saturday, December 14th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Special discounts just for you. Up to 60% off select items, plus giveaways and more. It's going to be a fun-filled day you don't want to miss. Saturday, December 14th, Old Hope Road and Constant Spring Road. The Home and Things Customer Appreciation Day sale. See you there.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint, and this is the second watch. We're looking on the ISA Schoolboy Football 2024 Roundup. And in so doing, we have online Dwayne Richards, CEO of Yarde Sports. He's a sports commentator. And Katia Davis, host of Sports Talk on Love 101 FM. Good morning to you both.
Good morning to you.
Yes, morning. Dwayne, with us?
Yes, I am. Good morning to you guys and good morning to your listeners.
Right. So Dwayne is online and Kathia is in the studio in red. In red. All right. Here, let's go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what are your opening thoughts on the 2024 schoolboy football season so far? Beginning with you, Kathia.
I think this schoolboy football season really shone for coaches, and this is a conversation I had with a friend. So if you hear this opinion somewhere else, you're mad. It's an ongoing conversation, right?
Okay.
Good. So for me, it was really the coaches who stood out, and I say that because both other teams who would have progressed to the semifinals, to the finals, were good teams overall. We never really had a standout player. I can't say, this person was the best player of the Manning Cup or the DaCosta Cup this year. But there were teams that were good because coaches did their homework. Coaches did the proper preparations to face certain teams. And for me, the standout this year would have been for the coaches.
Interesting. Dwayne, what's your take on that? Dwayne, with us? Not hearing you right now, Dwayne. Are you muted? All right, until. All right. So Kathy, you're saying that the coaches stand out for you and you would not identify any player?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, true. No.
Team one.
I mean, there were players who stood out, but for me to say this person was dominant, and the player that jumps at me that comes to mind right now would be Kimarley Scott from Excelsior.
Right.
Prolific goal scorer throughout the season, but the truth is his team progressed to the Walker Cup finals, which in my opinion has now become a loser cup. So I can't
loser cup? Why is that?
Because it is a loser cup. I understand why Issa has done what they've done with this cup, but it's almost like, okay, I get to bring home after the fact a trophy. That's how it feels for me. In anyways, I know the schools when they win it, it's very good for them.
Yeah.
But it does feel like a loser's cup.
Interesting. Yeah. Dwayne, you with us now?
Yes, I am. I seem to be having some technical difficulties, but I am here.
Yeah, we're hearing you okay now. Your opening thoughts? Kathy is saying that for her, it's, the coaches stood out. What about you?
Kathy is a very good analyst, and based on what she's saying, you are sure that she actually watched the football and she's not pretending, because it was down to coaching. I thought that the adjustments that the coaches made in the knockout rounds of the competitions made the difference. When you look at, for example, Garvin Maceo getting to the final past Glenmuir High, who were favorites in my book to go all the way and win almost everything. They set the stall out to draw the game, to go to penalties. That's what the coach said to me after the game, and they did exactly that. They nullified the immediate threats of Glenmuir High. They did a very good job of that in the semifinal, and they were able to progress based on the fact that their goalkeeper had the confidence, and he told his team, just score everything. I will save at least one. And he did that both in the semifinal and the final. And the Garvin Maceo team would not have been fancied to win it. They were fancied to be competitive, but not to win it, because, like I said, Glenmore is just about everybody's favorite. So it came down to the adjustments of the coaches, and even in the Manning Cup, when you look at with what Vassal Reynolds did, with his team, and in the latter stages of the competition, it was about the adjustments, about bringing the players. Kingston College. And he, Vassal Reynolds for Kingston College, he made the adjustments, brought in players at key moments, and made the adjustments in his team. And it's the adjustments that the coaches made in bringing in certain players at certain periods of the time in games and game situations that allowed them to be able to persevere. And what we found, and I actually spoke to the president of the Jamaica Football Federation, Michael Ricketts, and his thoughts were that if you look at the coaches that have progressed this year and have gotten far, those are the ones who have done the A license coaching at the coaching school.
Tell you what, Dwayne. Yeah, tell you what, Dwayne. I'm so sorry. We're up on a break. Hold that thought. We'll be right back.
Don't let freshness stitch you when you need it the most. Wash your clothes with Downy Softener to keep dazzling everyone around you from day to night. Try Downy Softener now.
Government pensioners, the Accountant General's Department's mobile life certificate drive is coming to your parish. We'll be at the Morantville and St. Thomas on December 2, the Neville Antonio Park in Port Antonio on December 3, on December 4, St. Matthew's Anglican Church in Santa Cruz, and December 5, Hanover Parish Library. Westmoreland pensioners, the AGD will see you on December 6 at the Westmoreland Parish Library. See you at the St. Catherine Parish Library in Spanish Town and the Greater Portmore Library on December 7. St. Mary Parish Library on December 9. Clarendon, we're coming to you at the St. James Methodist Church in Maypen on December 10. On December 11, the Trelawney Parish Library. On December 12, the St. Anne's Parish Library is where we'll be. And we'll make our final stop at the Greater Portmore Library on December 14. Remember, life certificates can be submitted at the St. James Parish Library, Manchester Parish Library, Ministry of Finance, and the AGD office at 21 Dominica Drive using the drop box. For more information, visit our website at treasury.gov.jf.
Remember, every dream that you have, remember everything that you plan. With JM, anything possible, with a little savings in your hand. Save so you can, building house, finding and walk.
Living your best life and making memories is priceless, but saving little by little is what makes it affordable. Stop wishing you could. With your Jane Bank savings, you absolutely can. Jane Bank, will help you find a way.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint, and this is the second watch. We are discussing schoolboy football 2024. In so doing, we have with us as our guests Kathia Davis, host of Sports Talk on Love 101 FM, and Dwayne Richards, CEO of Yardy Sports. Before the break, Dwayne, you were telling us and giving us your opening thoughts on this year's.
Yeah, so I was commenting on the fact that the coaches, you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Yes,
go
okay,
ahead,
yeah. So I was saying that the coaches, you know, the ones who stood out at the top this season are the ones who have actually completed their A licenses. And so, you know, it's the coaches really had an impact, and the boys delivered based on instructions of the coaches. And it was great to see that, you know, we had some quality football this season, and it was shared around. You know, nobody dominated. You know, the trophies have been shared around, and the only one school at the end of the season will have 2 trophies, which we know, and that's whoever wins the Olivier Shield this weekend.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah. Broadening the scope now, Kathia. What about the overall management of the season with the different cups that were to be given out, different championships?
I think so. We're on the path of organizing well, managing well, how the season would have progressed. I think the rains impacted a lot of how they had to reschedule games and how they wanted to end the competitions before school went out. And this has been another conversation that is out there, because there are no talks, and I will say something after, but there are no thoughts to say none of the teams who made the Champions Cup finals. So the Champions Cup finals would have been played 2 weeks ago, Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Then the following Tuesday one of those teams would have been the semi-finals of the Manning Cup.
Right.
The Wednesday after, the next finalists or the winners of the Champion Cup would have been in the Costa Cup semi-finals. There are persons who have said they think the turnaround time for these teams was too short.
Right.
But if it were, and Dwayne can say, because he was at the games as well, if it were that JC, the runner, the losers in the Champions Cup, and the winners of the Champions Cup, Glenmuir, if it is that they came and looked like lackluster teams and looked as if they weren't prepared for these semi-finals, then I would have said, yeah, man, you have an argument. But these teams dominated both the games that they were played. It really came down to our first point, which was coach. The coaches were out-coached in these semi-finals. So it didn't... Would I have preferred for them to get more rest time? Most definitely. But did that really impacts their performance for us to really put and said Issa really did what they were hard done by Issa by playing Saturday and then coming back to play Tuesday and Wednesday? There's no merit to that conversation because the performance on the field, other than them JC losing on penalty and Glenmuir you losing on penalties, there's nothing else. And in a penalty shootout, anybody can win. So,
but isn't there an ongoing debate about how many of these competitions we have now in this short space of time? Well, we have Manning Cup, the Costa Cup, Championship Cup, Walker Cup, Oliver Shield.
Well,
Ben France is still around, right?
Yes, but
and that was run by what, Stets?
Right.
So isn't it too much if this one season, this one period of time?
No, in my opinion, no, because if the proper preparations were made for the young men, I don't see them having a problem adjusting to a schedule like this. As I said, Ben Francis Walker Cup have become Losers Cup. So those are teams would have been drop out in the quarterfinal, second round of the competition. How much football did they play after that?
Dwayne, your take on that?
Yeah, I am not one who subscribes to the Losers Cup conversation. And when the teams win, they don't certainly celebrate like they lost something. They celebrate like they won something. Stets now has a record equaling 7 Ben Francis Cup titles, and they celebrated like it mattered. So I think that it actually matters, and it will always matter. The adjustment that Issa made when they switched the teams from being able to win the Manning Cup and the Champions Cup and the Walker Cup,
right,
vis-a-vis the same thing for the rural teams, was to reduce the amount of games that the boys had to play because it became untenable. And the adjustment that they made has made it a little bit easier for the boys. But the reality of the situation is that when you get to the business end of the season, you are going to play 3 games in a week, whether you're playing 1 competition or 2 competitions.
Still with us, Dwayne? We're not hearing you right now, Dwayne. Okay. All right. Until he's back with us. Kathia, were there any surprises? This year.
Is that a trick question?
Yeah, because yeah.
Is that a trick question? You're trying to trick me.
You respond. You respond appropriately.
Surprises. I mean, I suppose. Okay, so Glenmuir throughout the season has looked like the number 1 team, and you've heard Dwayne say it as well. I don't think the Manning Cup champions, Kingston College, if you ask any of the pundits outside of the Kingston College fraternity, I don't think any of them had KC winning the Manning Cup this year. Mona, the defending champions, looked as if they retained most of their team. They looked as if they had it in the bag.
Right.
JC looked a solid team.
Until the suspension.
Well, right. But I'm just saying that there's no the surprise would definitely be the Kingston College winning.
What about St. Catherine though? What about St. Catherine High?
St. Catherine reaching the finals. And again, Anthony Patrick did what he had to do in the semi-finals against JC. St. Catherine has played good football. What was happening was they weren't being as a consistent team. And so, but they every time they needed a big result, just like Casey,
right?
Every time they needed a big result, they showed up for that game.
Right.
On the flip side, McGrath making it to their first the Costa Cup finals. But yes, and I'm still gonna stick with the Losers Cup conversation. However, it is to note that McGrath were the Ben Francis Cup winners last year. So they definitely upgraded themselves to come with this young team, still a pretty young team they have there at McGrath.
Some quality football.
To play quality football to make it to the finals of the Costa Cup. And really and truly just outdone by will and heart by a Garvey Messiah team.
Right.
Because if you were watching the Costa Cup finals, you thought up to the last 30 seconds of the game that McGrath was going to hold on. And out of literally absolutely nowhere, Garvey Messiah equalized.
Yeah. Dwayne, you with us now?
Yes, I am.
Your thoughts on that, please, in terms of surprises this year.
No, there are no surprises. The teams
surprises, Dwayne. Did I hear you clearly?
The team, no surprises, no surprises. The teams that got there are the teams that were there last year. There were no new teams in the mix, and it was just about the teams that were able to progress and how they did it. And so you would be hard pressed to say that there was a surprise team. Like Kathy mentioned, McGrath High, they've been on an uptick.
Yeah. Dwayne gone again? Okay. The refereeing, Kathia, as you know, some decisions remain questionable to this very day. What was your overall assessment of the refereeing, generally speaking, this year?
I think the refereeing was okay.
Wasn't exceptional? Just okay?
I say okay. And because I think what has happened, right? In any competition at all, and I think people or persons, they don't understand. When a referee makes a decision, they have 5 seconds, 2 seconds in the moment of the game to make a decision.
Right.
And they are humans. The decision is not always going to be 100% accurate. My issue really is not with the referees, but is with how ISA deals with the referee calls after the fact.
Well, let's deal with the elephant in the room, the JC situation with the goalkeeper. Three game suspension.
Well, his and I'll be happy to say this. Lynch's 3 game suspension was not directly related to his straight red card.
Right.
It really was his behavior towards the referees within the locker room and how he was after that Saturday.
Right.
And so the disciplinary committee with the match commission would have reviewed all of that. They decided that they weren't going to rescind the red card, and it is because ISA's policy right now, even though the games are televised, not all games are televised, and so you can't necessarily admit television video footage to make a decision or to overrule a decision based on how the disciplinary committee reviews.
You cannot?
No, they don't. They don't right now because not all games are televised, and so it would not be equal across the board for everybody.
But that one was. Were they able to review it and realize that an error was actually made?
Even if the video evidence showed that, they could not use that as an argument to overturn the decision.
Okay. Okay.
It would have
Based on the rules.
right
Okay.
based on the rules that the disciplinary committee would have had. So,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting. Dwayne, you with us? Dwayne?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, your take on that JC thing quickly. We are almost out of time. 15 seconds, Dwayne. What do you think about that?
Hello?
Not with us again. Yeah, you're having some serious. All right, we have to wrap.
Yeah.
We have to wrap, Dwayne and Kathy. Thank you so very much for joining us. Interesting discussion. Listeners, thanks for joining us this morning on the Morning Watch. For information how to get copies of this program, call our production department at 876-968-9596-7. Of course, this has been the Morning Watch. Thanks to our producer, Kathy Gale, and our guests. Join me tomorrow as I continue to look at the issues of the day. Returning you to Love in the Morning.
Ministry of Health